Imagine for a moment, life feels overwhelming. You're juggling work stress, personal challenges, and the unpredictable nature of daily events. It seems like no matter how hard you try, there's always something pulling you down. But what if you could face these challenges with a calm, unshakable inner strength? What if you could find peace no matter how turbulent life becomes? That's exactly what Stoicism offers. An ancient philosophy that helps you cultivate resilience, emotional control, and mental toughness in the face of life's challenges. It's a way of living that focuses on what's within your control and helps you build the strength to rise above what's not. Stoicism was born in ancient Greece and later adopted by powerful Roman figures like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus. It teaches us that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. And that, my friends, is the key to lasting peace and resilience. In this video, I'm going to take you through some of the most powerful Stoic practices for overcoming life's challenges. Practices that can transform your mind, your emotions, and your response to adversity. Understanding life's challenges through a Stoic lens. Let's start by examining how Stoicism helps us understand life's challenges. In our modern world, challenges are everywhere. Whether it's a hectic work schedule, difficult relationships, or personal setbacks, the chaos of life can leave us feeling drained and out of control. But here's the Stoic perspective. Life is unpredictable. We can't always control the events that happen to us. What we can control is how we react to them. For instance, take being stuck in traffic. It's a frustrating situation, but is it something you can change? No. So why waste your energy being upset about it? This brings us to one of the core teachings of Stoicism, the dichotomy of control. This idea simply states that we should only focus on what is in our control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, while letting go of concern over external events. The dichotomy of control helps you stop stressing about things beyond your influence. Instead, it teaches you to prioritize what truly matters, your response. When we stop trying to control the uncontrollable, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress, which is the first step toward building resilience. Now that we understand the Stoic lens for viewing life's challenges, let's dive into practical Stoic practices that can help you build resilience. One powerful Stoic technique is negative visualization. This practice involves imagining the worst-case scenario to mentally prepare for potential adversity. It sounds strange, but by visualizing the worst possible outcome, you take the fear and uncertainty out of future challenges. Imagine you're about to give an important presentation. Instead of worrying about failing, you imagine all the things that could go wrong, forgetting your lines, a technical glitch, people not reacting positively. By confronting those worst-case possibilities in your mind, you desensitize yourself to the anxiety that comes with uncertainty. When you can mentally prepare for adversity, you approach the situation with a greater sense of calm and resilience. This practice is known as premeditatio malorum, a Latin term meaning the premeditation of evils. The Stoics used it to steel themselves against life's inevitable difficulties. Another practice is daily reflection. Stoic philosophers often journaled at the end of the day to reflect on their thoughts, actions, and what they learned from the day's events. This practice helps you evaluate what went well, what could be improved, and what lessons you can take with you for tomorrow. Mindfulness is also key in building resilience. By staying present and focused, we avoid letting our minds spiral into worry and fear. The Stoics would remind themselves constantly to focus on the here and now, rather than being distracted by what could happen in the future or dwelling on past mistakes. One of the greatest challenges in life is learning how to manage our emotions, especially when faced with criticism or conflict. Stoicism offers some of the best tools for emotional control, starting with the practice of rational thinking. Stoics believe that we should not be slaves to our emotions. Instead, we should apply reason to guide our responses. For example, when someone criticizes you, instead of reacting emotionally with anger or defensiveness, take a moment to assess the situation rationally. Is the criticism valid? If so, use it for self-improvement. If not, simply let it go. This is the essence of indifference in Stoicism. It doesn't mean we don't care about what happens. It means we choose not to let external events disturb our inner peace. Whether it's praise or criticism, success or failure, the Stoic maintains emotional independence. In fact, one of the most powerful Stoic practices is equanimity, the ability to remain calm and unshaken, regardless of external circumstances. It's about accepting life as it is, and not allowing the ups and downs to control your emotional state. So, how do we apply Stoicism in the real world? It's one thing to learn these practices, but how can we use them when life presents its challenges? Let's say you're dealing with a difficult colleague at work. Instead of reacting with frustration or anger, apply Stoic thinking. Ask yourself, what is in my control here? How can I respond with wisdom and compassion? This mindset shifts your focus from the problem to the solution. Or perhaps you face a personal setback like a failed project or a missed opportunity. Instead of succumbing to disappointment, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to grow stronger? Stoics believe that even in failure, there is an opportunity for growth. In a world where success is often measured by external achievements, wealth, status, and accolades, it can be easy to lose sight of the true source of happiness. Stoicism offers a different perspective. It teaches us that the key to overcoming life's challenges and building resilience lies not in external outcomes, but in the cultivation of virtue. The Stoics believe that to live a fulfilled life, we must focus on developing four cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. These virtues are the foundation of Stoic philosophy and the compass that guides us through the storms of life. Let's break these down one by one and see how they can help us face life's challenges. Wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to see the world clearly, to make decisions grounded in truth and reason. In challenging times, wisdom helps us to understand what we can and cannot control. It teaches us to choose our responses thoughtfully, ensuring we don't act out of impulse or emotion, but with careful consideration. For example, when you're faced with a stressful situation at work or in your personal life, wisdom allows you to pause, evaluate, and choose the best course of action instead of reacting immediately out of fear or anger. Courage. Courage isn't about the absence of fear, but about acting despite it. In Stoicism, courage means facing adversity head-on, standing up for what's right, and pushing forward even when the odds are stacked against you. Whether it's confronting a difficult situation, standing up for someone who can't defend themselves, or simply speaking your truth when it's hard, courage is the muscle that strengthens us in moments of uncertainty. Justice. Justice in the Stoic sense is about fairness, integrity, and acting in harmony with the greater good. It teaches us to consider the impact of our actions on others and to treat people with respect, dignity, and fairness. In tough times, the practice of justice might look like doing the right thing even when it's not easy, whether it's helping someone in need, upholding your moral values in the face of adversity, or advocating for equality and fairness in your community. Temperance. Temperance is the practice of self-control and moderation. It helps us avoid excess, stay balanced, and make decisions that are in alignment with our long-term goals rather than temporary pleasures. In the face of temptation or the desire to overindulge, temperance encourages us to stay disciplined and focused on what truly serves us and our well-being in the long run. Living a life of integrity. Now let's talk about integrity. In Stoic philosophy, integrity means living according to your values, doing what's right even when no one is watching and even when it's hard. It's about being true to yourself and your principles, regardless of external circumstances. Living with integrity isn't always easy. In fact, doing what's right often requires courage and sacrifice. But Stoics believe that living in alignment with your virtues, especially when faced with challenges, leads to a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. The Stoics understood that our happiness doesn't come from external validation or success. It comes from living a virtuous life. When you choose integrity over convenience, righteousness over selfishness, and truth over comfort, you build a strong foundation for inner peace that no external circumstances can shake. Virtue is the key to happiness. But there's something even more powerful about living a virtuous life. It leads to a sense of fulfillment and contentment that no external achievement can ever provide. This is what the Stoics meant when they said that virtue is the key to happiness. When we live with virtue, we don't need external rewards to feel fulfilled. We don't rely on success or failure, praise or criticism, to determine our worth. Instead, our inner sense of peace comes from the fact that we are living in accordance with our highest values. Living virtuously means knowing that, no matter what happens in life, you are on the right path. And it's this inner strength, this alignment with your values, that helps you navigate life's toughest challenges with resilience. Remember, life will always present challenges. But by living virtuously, by practicing wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, you'll build the strength to face anything that comes your way. These virtues aren't just philosophical concepts. They're the tools that give you the resilience to thrive no matter what. So, how will you live virtuously today? Which virtue will you embody in the face of your challenges? We've already learned the powerful Stoic practices that help us build emotional control and resilience. But how do we make these practices a lasting part of our lives? The key is consistency. Developing long-term resilience isn't about occasional bursts of motivation. It's about cultivating daily habits that reinforce Stoic principles and help us stay grounded, no matter what life throws our way. The first step in building sustainable resilience is consistency. In Stoicism, we understand that true growth doesn't happen overnight. It's the small, consistent actions we take every day that compound into lasting transformation. Think of Stoic practices like daily exercises for the mind. The more consistently we practice them, the more resilient we become. Start by incorporating simple Stoic habits into your routine. For example, practicing daily reflection, setting aside a few minutes each day to journal or meditate on your thoughts, actions, and emotions, can help you understand yourself better and build emotional resilience over time. By reflecting on your responses to the events of the day, you'll improve your ability to choose wise, rational actions instead of reacting impulsively. Another key practice is mindfulness. Every morning, take a few moments to check in with yourself. How are you feeling? What challenges might arise today? By starting the day with mindfulness, you set the tone for resilience throughout the day, preparing yourself mentally for whatever may come your way. Consistency doesn't just involve actions. It also includes the regular consumption of Stoic wisdom. Reading Stoic texts daily or listening to teachings can remind you of the core principles, virtue, rationality, and emotional control that guide your actions. Over time, this constant exposure to Stoic wisdom becomes internalized, shaping your mindset and responses to life's challenges. Building a Stoic routine. One of the most powerful ways to ensure the long-term success of your Stoic practice is by establishing a routine. A Stoic routine helps you start each day with purpose and intention, reinforcing your commitment to emotional control, resilience, and virtue. To begin your Stoic routine, you don't need anything elaborate, just a few key habits that help you focus and align with Stoic principles. Consider starting your morning by reflecting on the Stoic idea of impermanence. Remind yourself that today is an opportunity to practice wisdom and virtue, but it's also a day that is fleeting, and you cannot control everything that happens in it. Another valuable aspect of a Stoic routine is setting your intention for the day. After your morning reflection, ask yourself, what is within my control today and how will I respond? By making this a daily habit, you begin each day with the mindset of a Stoic, focused, resilient, and determined to meet challenges with emotional control. At night, reinforce the lessons learned from the day. Reflect on how well you managed your emotions, your responses, and how closely you adhered to Stoic values. What went well and where can you improve? This reflection is essential because it turns daily experiences into valuable lessons. Over time, this process of self-evaluation helps build resilience by teaching you to learn from both successes and setbacks. Even with a consistent routine, setbacks are inevitable. Life is full of challenges, unexpected obstacles, disappointments, and even failures. But Stoicism teaches us that setbacks are not roadblocks. They are opportunities to build resilience. It's how we respond to adversity that shapes our ability to rise above it. When you face a setback, remember the Stoic principle of dichotomy of control. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can always control your response. Instead of getting lost in frustration or self-pity, take a step back and focus on what's in your power, your thoughts, your actions, your attitude. By shifting your focus to the things you can control, you remain grounded no matter the situation. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of self-discipline in overcoming setbacks. Staying true to your values and your Stoic practices, even when life is tough, strengthens your inner resilience. For instance, when facing a stressful situation, instead of reacting impulsively, pause and take a moment to reflect. Use the situation as an opportunity to practice emotional control. And finally, remember that Stoicism teaches us the power of perseverance. Life's difficulties aren't an excuse to give up on our Stoic practices. If anything, they are a reason to keep going. By staying consistent and sticking to your routine, even during difficult times, you build long-lasting resilience. You learn that challenges are a natural part of life, and your ability to stay calm, focused, and virtuous is what defines your strength. Building long-term resilience through Stoic practices isn't about perfection. It's about persistence and consistency. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and focusing on what's within your control. As you make Stoic practices a part of your routine, you'll notice the change, not just in how you handle setbacks, but in how you approach life's challenges with unshakable resilience. So take the first step today. Commit to small, daily Stoic practices that build your resilience, and remember that even setbacks are opportunities for growth. Stay true to your values, remain focused on what you can control, and keep moving forward. With each day, your strength will grow, and your resilience will become unshakable. We've explored a lot in this video: the power of Stoic philosophy, the resilience it builds, and the emotional control it offers. But as we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect on why Stoicism is such a powerful tool for overcoming life's challenges and achieving lasting peace. At its core, Stoicism isn't just about surviving life's difficulties, it's about thriving despite them. Through the Stoic practices we've discussed, you've learned that resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about facing it with clarity, control, and a calm, rational mind. By focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, our reactions, and our actions, we build emotional resilience. And when we live virtuously, we create a foundation of strength that helps us rise above whatever life throws our way. This is the essence of Stoicism: to remain steady and unshaken in the face of life's inevitable ups and downs. But Stoicism doesn't just offer us tools for surviving challenges, it also teaches us to find peace in the process. The inner calm that comes from practicing wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance becomes our anchor. When we live with integrity, when we commit to virtue, our inner peace is no longer dependent on external circumstances. Now, I encourage you to take the first step toward integrating Stoicism into your own life. Start small, perhaps with one Stoic practice you feel most drawn to. Whether it's journaling, reflecting on your reactions, or practicing emotional control, begin the journey today. Remember, Stoicism is not a destination, it's a way of living. It's about building resilience, taking control of your emotions, and facing life's challenges with the clarity and strength that comes from living virtuously. As you start integrating Stoicism into your life, I encourage you to reflect on your experiences. What changes do you notice in your mindset, your ability to handle stress, or the way you make decisions? Share your journey with others. The more we embrace Stoic practices, the more we can uplift each other and create a community of resilient, empowered individuals. Stoicism offers you the tools to create lasting peace and resilience. The power lies within you. Take the first step today, and let's begin this journey toward inner strength and calm together. So far, we've discussed several powerful Stoic practices for resilience and emotional control. Now, I want you to take action. Which of these Stoic practices will you apply today? Reflect on a challenge you're facing right now and think about how Stoicism can help you overcome it. Leave a comment below and share your journey. What's one Stoic practice you're going to try out this week? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others who may benefit from the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. And remember, no matter what life throws your way, you have the power to stay calm, resilient, and strong. I'll see you in the next video.